Would you get almost naked in front of a camera? Not now. What about after fine-tuning your health for 5 months? Did you shave your body, get a spray tan? Still no? It's for charity. This is a charity competition. And the pics, just imagine, will go up for the entire world to see. Kind of scary. That's the Stark Naked Challenge. We've been doing this thing every year for the last 12 years, raising millions for local charities. But why do we do it? The first year we did it because it was fun. And then our students just wanted to jump in and do it with us. And it actually is fun. I mean, sure, it's a lot of work, but it's a great experience. And because businesses can have a profound impact on the communities in which they operate and benefit from, and should, this is our version of that. This is how we give back to our communities.
The winner of this year's People's Champion Award, the one who got the most online votes, is Mrs. Maria Genchi.
I have 2 babies, so I was pregnant for 2 years in a row, and having 2 babies back to back, it was tough. So right now, what Stark is giving me is this opportunity to be more strong, to have more energy, to show up for them every day. So I wanted to go back to my pre-pregnant body, and bounce back, but I feel like I came back in a better way. So I feel like I'm more strong, I have more muscle. So doing Stark Naked right now is a way to show myself that I can do hard things. All these healthy habits that I have right now is thanks to Stark. So thanks to Stark, I know how to eat better. I know how to track my food now.
Being part of this community, I feel like this is my family. I feel like they do take care of me every day, and as they say, it's not just a fitness competition, it's about making a change in the life of others. And Inspire, for me, it's mostly moms that want to change their lives and want to look great and feel their best, because it's not just only outside, but mentally this is very, very important.
How exciting! Stark Naked 2024, boom! Knock the door down. Man, look at all you beautiful people. I love that you're here with me tonight to share this. It's so exciting. We raised, you guys all with me? Yeah, we raised $1,500. Woo!
I chose the Irvine Children's Fund, and the Irvine Children's Fund is a charity that puts on the Irvine Junior Games. And the Junior Games is a track meet for elementary school kids for all the schools in the city of Irvine. I think what I'd most like to gain from the Stark Naked process and the whole experience is really a sense of urgency. So for me, health has been increasingly important, but having a deadline and a group and a program really causes you to stay on track and stay accountable, and I really appreciate that.
It's 2012. It's 2012. And it all started with a joke. Yeah. One coach said to another coach, I have a better physique. The other coach said, no, I do. Our office manager said, let the people decide. And so we decided to let the people decide. My contribution was, let's do it, but let's do it naked.
The beginning's the most frustrating. It's actually also the most rewarding, so remember that. What I mean by that is, in the beginning, it's so hard to develop the habits, but that's exactly what it is. The eating right and the working out, it's a habit. And what is it? I don't recall exactly what it is psychologically, but if you do something progressively over and over for 2-4 weeks, whatever it is, it becomes habit. The first couple of weeks you work out really hard, there's no change, you get frustrated, and you need to remember that it's a long-term process. But after about a month, you do start to see some big change, and that's where it gets really, really rewarding. So really just stick with it.
I had already lost everything, so I had nothing to lose at that moment in time. So I tried to convince the entire staff to go naked. And I was about 80% successful. I mean, we didn't show anything. It was on Facebook, right? Like Richie punting. You know what I'm saying? You can see his right butt cheek, but you couldn't see anything else. That's how it all started. 2 months into it, our students started asking, hey, when are you gonna do it again? I want to take part in this. And then, about 2.5 months into it, I found myself in the middle of negotiating a contract with Servite High School for their football nutrition program.
The biggest part of Stark Naked that I really want to take away is, in terms of the health aspect from an emotional standpoint, is really dealing with stress management. It's multifaceted, so one of the things that's really important for me that has always kind of stuck with me is that you can't pour from an empty cup. And so from a mental and emotional standpoint, I think Stark Naked is a great way to find a positive outlet and healthy coping mechanisms for when life throws things your way.
And I had a flash of panic because they're a Catholic institution and they were going to see our naked pictures on Facebook, and we were never going to get the contract. And so I decided, with all of the wisdom I had to that date in my life, that we should turn it into a charity competition. And that they would think, what nice people. I did think that taking your clothes off for the kids would fly. And so, we, of course, never got the contract, but look at what we have. This is amazing. Really. It's like divine intervention.
The most challenging part of Stark Naked is the fact that life continues while you train, right? So you have to plan all these meals, you can't miss too many workouts, you've got to take all these steps. But also, I've got a business to run, my dog got sick, right? Life happens, and you have to use all the parts of yourself to keep going, you know, and lots of community to help you keep going too. It's funny because when I joined Stark, October 2021, I was 220 pounds. I was still actually in the process of recovering from a really bad case of COVID. I had lost a lot of muscle mass. My lungs were not in great shape. I wasn't healthy. And when I first started here and I started to lose weight and I started to develop some muscle mass, and the team said that I would be a good candidate to compete in Stark Naked that year, I thought it was silly. You know, I'm a middle-aged man, I was not in good shape, and yet I competed, I did well, I got these great pictures, and I had abs, I think, for the first time in my life. So what I would just say for anyone who felt maybe intimidated or wasn't sure if they wanted to try it, I would say stick with it, work the processes, you know, track the food to the best of your ability, and then you'll get better and you'll track it better. You know, small steps make a big difference.
It was such a beautiful thing. I remember going to the little charity in Costa Mesa, I don't remember what it's called, with Brian, and I nervously wrote that $1,500 check, and we handed it to the charity, and Brian handed it to the kids, or to the teacher, and I saw the flash of joy in Brian's eyes, and I realized, well, maybe this time around in my career, it doesn't just have to be about the money. Maybe businesses, maybe small businesses like ours, and we were very small at that point, can actually matter to the community. And that's how Stark Naked evolved. It's such a beautiful thing. But it's not just a fitness competition either. And it's not really just about you, Kara. It's not. Who I would describe as a hot, young athlete, right? But it's really about everybody that Kara touches and everybody that everyone else in the competition, like Tony touches in his life. It's the friends and family that you begin to influence, and you change the way they see their health. Danny's a great example. I mean, he had a whole tribe of people come behind him, and some of them are still doing Stark Naked. Where's Megan? She's done it maybe 3 times. Look at Megan. And she gets hotter every time. That's Danny's ex-wife, by the way. Oops. But it's really not just about fitness, and the reason it's so powerful in terms of influencing the communities that you're all in is because we're really focused on health. It's really a health competition. And by that I mean, we've had people that were type 2 diabetic who are no longer as a result of this. We've had severe orthopedic issues gone. We certainly all have accomplished something in terms of body composition, but so much more comes along with it. Karen being able to do 5 pull-ups when previously she never could. Seeing women become strong physically and how it affects their mental well-being, how it affects how they see themselves is priceless. It just about brings tears to my eyes to see this happen. And so we've seen people get stronger, we've seen hormones become in line, we've seen improvements in detoxification, we've seen gut health get better, we certainly have seen all 50 competitors clean up their diet, right? And all the things that come from that. We've seen great improvements in orthopedic health, and we've seen amazing improvements in mental well-being, how you see yourself.
It's hard. It's not easy. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of dedication. For me to get up at 5 days a week to come in here is like, if you would have told me that a year ago, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not doing that. But it's kind of like now I'm in a rhythm where I have to go. I don't feel right if I don't go. I didn't have any specific Stark Naked goals. I just wanted to see a body transformation, and I've seen that. One thing I could never do was pull-ups, and now I can do pull-ups, which is great. Yeah, that was it. I wanted to actually see a change, and that's what I've seen. So for me, that's fantastic.
One of our students by the name of Ricky, he's in Costa Rica, unfortunately, tonight. When his first picture flashed on the screen, he burst into tears and said, "I don't recognize myself."
Yeah, Ricky.
Yeah, I mean, the group of you have accomplished so much, and what I hope so much for, thank you again, Danny, what I hope so much for is that you continue to influence. And so the 50 of us, actually I'm in the competition too. Thank you. There, it's my 12th photo shoot. I hope that you continue to influence those that are around you that you love and you care about, because you have the power now. Before you were inspired to join, to take the risk. It's kind of a scary thing, kind of a scary first step. And now you have become inspirations. People are inspired by you now. I mean, that's just amazing to me. And I'm so happy that you've come along this ride with me. That's what drives me. I just want to share it with people because it's such a beautiful experience to feel what it feels like to be in an optimal state of health.
Stark Naked for me started as just personal goal to get where I want to be, but also in the midst of like starting Stark Naked, my son was diagnosed with celiac disease. So being able to raise money for that foundation on top of being able to be in the best shape of my life, and then watching dietary restrictions for him, but also for myself. It's been a fun journey, actually. The charity I chose is really for this guy right here. He's my little 6-year-old, and in October, he got diagnosed with celiac disease. So we decided to support that charity along the journey. The biggest challenge for me, I'm a mom of 4 kids, a 10, an 8, a 6, and a 4-year-old. So finding time for myself is probably the hardest thing. So being able to work out every day, or trying to, is a difficult challenge, but one I have to like really think about, and actually like trying to get in those last few steps for the day. If from 2 on is my kids' time, so sometimes it's a late walk around the block at night or something to try to hit my steps. It's probably the hardest thing.
Trusting the process. That's always been the biggest challenge, because you need to use your imagination and you need to believe. But I've been here long enough to see the results, and then we track everything on the daily. And so when you can look back over the last 90 days and see your progress, that can really help you believe in your future progress and your future program.
You know, each time's a little bit different. This is my 3rd time, and I guess I will just say every year I think it gets better and better. And the support this year was incredible. It was definitely the best, I will say that, but they've all been great, so.
What made you decide to choose Stark Naked now?
My wife. This is her 3rd time doing it. The first time I ever did it, I did it with my wife back in 2018. It's for a worthwhile cause. At the same time, you're getting in great shape, and frankly, if there's any couples that are thinking about doing it, I highly suggest doing it together. It is so much easier when your loved one is doing it with you. It's nearly impossible when you're on the couch enjoying a cold beer and a pizza, and she's sitting there trying to adhere to this strict diet. So if there's anybody considering it, grab your spouse and go for it.
My goals were actually silly. It was to look like the guys on the wall. That's what I wanted to do. Whether I achieve that or not, I don't know, but I'm definitely much closer to that than where I started. So I'm happy with that. I am proud of myself. I didn't think I would get to where I am right now. I never did, even though I'm not happy with my DEXA I had today, but I'm still, like one of the coaches, Becca, said, Paul from a year ago would be killed to have the DEXA you had today. And that's true. So that's good news.
It's so funny because I already feel proud of myself, but there's this underlying doubt. There's this underlying feeling that Stark did it for me, that the trainers helped me so far, that Jasmine and Amir and all of the people cheering me on have done so much for me. And so it's like I feel really proud of myself, but at the same time, I guess there's this weight of gratitude knowing that I couldn't have done it alone. And so maybe it's just more embodying that feeling of pride.
All right, what I hope to gain from Stark Naked is actually really a foundational sense of health. I think going through this process really helps you to look at health from all sorts of perspectives, not just from a body composition standpoint, but actually forces you to kind of target things like your sleep, really deep dives into things like your hormones, so all of the blood work is really important. Not only that, but it helps to keep you accountable, so I hope to really build a strong foundation as I go through Stark Naked and keep that for the long haul.
I always been a big believer that the human body can do wonderful things, but oh boy, mostly the woman's body and the mom's body can do miraculously beautiful things. And so personally, what I hope I can achieve is like being this inspiration for moms that they can do whatever they want. I mean, if I could do it, they also can do it. If it's available for me, it's also available for them. I feel I'm already proud of myself. I feel like showing up every day for myself, waking up every day at 5 a.m. before the kids get out of bed is a way to feel proud of myself and saying, hey, you're doing the right things you have to do to put your body in the best shape of your life. So I'm a mom of 4 in total. So moms move my heart. And I choose Casa de Rosemary, which is a part of Orangewood Foundation, which is a housing program for young moms that don't have the tools and they are in risk of homelessness. So I choose that foundation.
What it means to you to win? It means that shows up the hard work that I put into it, all the discipline, my commitment, and a lot of self-love.
And also, it's a tremendous learning experience for our team because the stakes go up a bit. And so the demands are a little bit higher and the goals are a little bit more aggressive. And our students also learn. So there's a lot of education that comes from going through this process. And it all happens because when I drop a little bit of competition into your life, suddenly all of the things your Stark team asks you to do, you do. Yeah. You comply, you walk, you track your macros, you don't miss your training sessions, you sleep more, and then you have one epiphany after another. Sleep is important. I mean, you've been told that, but then you start to experience it and you're like, oh, wow. I mean, this is making a difference. Walking matters. Eating enough protein and lifting weights on a regular basis enables you to change the shape of your body. When you experience it, it is an epiphany. When you read about it or talk to people or watch YouTube videos from people like me, it may not really hit you. But when you experience it for yourself, you're just like, whoa, this is really powerful. Yes, you can actually change the shape of your body. It's called muscle protein synthesis. You're eating this protein, you're lifting this weights, which is the trigger, causes your body to build muscle. And this is the last and greatest epiphany. You recognize that you are in the driver's seat of your own health. Powerful. As I said, we've raised millions for local charities over the last 12 years. This year, the biggest so far, almost $500,000. It's really exciting to lead a small business that has such a big impact on the community. But my favorite part of all of this is watching how the perception the competitors have of themselves changes over the period of the competition. I would summarize it like this. They are strong. They're strong, not just in the traditional sense, but from the inside out. They see themselves as stronger people, which, by the way, is what stark is in German. Stark is strong in German. So if you're ready to get strong, Subscribe to our channel and join thousands of others who have already begun to tackle their health challenges, including body composition, just like you. And together we can help build the knowledge and confidence to make smart and healthy decisions to achieve whatever your health goals are. Let's talk a little bit more about competition. Competition in and of itself is such a beautiful thing. I mean, watching non-fitness competitors, which is primarily who we serve almost exclusively actually, having never stepped in front of a camera to take the risk and sign up for this competition. And because of the heightened level of accountability, I mean, let me tell you, knowing you're getting in front of a camera in 5 months helps keep you focused, you know what I mean? They change so much of their lifestyle, so much of their exercise, so much of their nutrition, and start to actually employ stress management tools. That chronic health conditions, they just sort of start fading by the wayside. Things like type 2 diabetes, gone. Postmenopausal women, just absolutely crushing it and getting stronger. Cardiovascular risk markers like triglycerides just tumbling, cholesterol levels falling, visceral adipose tissue, visceral fat, the fat in and around your organs that pushes your belly out, starts to fade away. Seeing themselves look and feel better than they ever remember. I mean, one guy at the photo shoot, while watching his pics flash up on the monitor, started weeping because he didn't recognize himself. I mean, how beautiful is that? It's an amazing experience. They are all different people on the other end. I mean, they were amazing going in, but now they're expanded. And when I say expanded, I'm thinking about the Wheel of Health, which I'll get to in just a second. They have more to give. They are better spouses. They're better parents. They're better business people. They're better golfers. They're better surfers, and whatever else they love to do with their time. And they will certainly live longer for themselves and for their families with greater quality of life throughout their entire lives because of this learning experience. So if you enjoyed all of this, I've got some additional content for you. Go ahead and click below and you'll have access to a video that I've recorded that explains what that Wheel of Health that I just referenced means. It's an introspective tool to take a look at your health in total and understand really where you're going and where your opportunities are and where your potential problems are. And then along with that, we have a PDF that's designed to reference every single data point that we think is important to actually quantify how each part of your wheel, we call them spokes, are doing. Like, is your orthopedic health on a scale of 1 to 10, a 5, a 6? How do you measure that? The PDF will help inform that.